everybody. Today is the day because we have such an amazing guest today. We are going to go live with Ashley in order to expand the topic of increasing the relationships quality. So it is going to be an amazing live stream in my humble opinion, and let's see what's going to happen. Firstly, let me pin the topic. Here we go. So I managed to copy and paste. So firstly, thank you for popping out and watching that live stream. And we have been just waiting our guest, and here we go. Ashley is in the house. Welcome, Ashley. So let me manage to invite her if I could do. Here we go. My fingers are kept crossed. I hope it's.
Hello.
Hey, Ashley,
Hi.
welcome. Can
Thank
you hear my
you.
voice?
Yes, perfect.
So your sound is amazing as well as your beauty.
You're so silly.
So firstly,
Sorry,
how are you? How have you been?
I'm alive, man. I'm alive. How are you?
I'm satisfied. So admittedly, I was just
Awesome.
getting excited due to our live stream, and here we are. Welcome,
Okay, so I have
everybody.
a question.
Okay, go ahead.
You're like a mad scientist?
No, I mean, so I'm good at mathematics, but I'm a mechatronics engineer.
What is that?
So it is an interdisciplinary area. So half of it, including machine engineering, and the half of it is including electrical engineering. So it is both. So it is the mixture of electrical and machine engineering.
So you're
So
like a genius.
yes, I'm an engineer. So it's like
No, I said you're a genius.
who said that? I don't think that.
Yes. Like you're clearly the smartest person in the room right now.
I wish I was, but no way. I don't think that I am that one.
But you
So
also
well,
model.
no, I don't. So I'm not model. So I wish I was that much handsome as I could be a model.
Well, you clearly don't know what you look like then.
So firstly,
Okay.
before diving into our conversation, so let's introduce ourselves. So I'd like you to introduce yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Ashley Collins, aka the Aunt of Dragons. I'm a vlogger, performer. I have a YouTube channel called the Breakup Diaries, where I'm just documenting the old story that I told about myself in order to gain self-esteem and or whatever else. I'm open-minded to whatever the universe, God, life is trying to present to me.
Wow, amazing. So as for me, I'm a mechatronics engineer. I'm currently residing in Istanbul, Turkey. I have been to the United States as well as Germany. So
Where did you go in the U.S.?
so I have been to North Carolina, Los Angeles, and the capital of the United States, Washington, D.C. So it was such a
Oh.
great experience. Therefore, I have a sincere connection with Americans, even though I don't know them. So, firstly, I have to admit that. So I have seen your live stream, and I find you so sincere, and you are enthusiastic about going live with someone, with many individuals on live stream. So it is an amazing thing. So I admire that your trait. So it is valuable. So our topic is the quality of a relationship, how to increase that aspect of our relationship. So firstly, in the beginning of our conversation, so do you think that relationships are complicated? Do you think that relationships are difficult?
I feel like I feel like being in a relationship should be the easiest thing in the world, you know, especially if two people are on the same page. But then it gets hard when you're not on the same page, when you want different results from the other person. And then it's also extra hard when people like us are doing this right now, where we're like, we're giving such vague, blanketed advice when we don't really know what that particular couple is going through, because not every couple is the same, you know? So it should be easy if you just communicate. But then you get scared of communicating because they're like, what if they don't like it and they leave me? And it's like, okay, good, leave me. That's fine.
So in my opinion, relationships are as hard as possible because so sometimes even I don't understand myself. So as for someone, I mean, so it's hard for me to have some connections because even I'm unconscious of myself from time to time. Therefore, it is in general hard for me. But yes, it should be easy. We should be acceptable. So it should be reasonable that we are able to establish a relationship in an easy way. So,
Yeah.
I mean, also, there are many conflicts in relationships. Therefore, I find it hard because
I'm
there
sorry.
are
Can we
no.
pause? I'm sorry. Can we pause 1 second? The sun is just beaming so hard right now. I'm gonna move to another spot. 1 second.
Got it.
Oh, thank God I'm wearing pants. Jesus. Oh my God. Oh, that's worse. Oh my God. Sorry. Okay. Sorry.
So, in the meantime, so here is the thing. So, in Turkey, which is where I am from, so if uh, if you have the reflection of sunlight after noon, you are meant to handsome or beautiful. It is according to Turkish culture,
Really?
100%.
I like that.
So, so what we are saying is that the relationships, and so you said that the communication is the key to relationships. So, so what is the importance? What is the significance of communication in relationship, in your opinion, in your definition?
I found that, and I think, I don't know, I mean, obviously I'm not a male, so I don't know how you guys do it, but I found that with girls, we're so good at like talking to each other, talking about our relationship problems with each other. But then when my friends are coming to vent to me, I'm like, okay, now go tell him that. And they're like, no, I can't. I'm like, why not? Like, everyone else knows about your relationship except for the person that you're in the relationship with, you know? I don't know how it is with guys though. Like, do you guys gossip and stuff?
100%. We are gossiping, but we are not kind of. We are unable to gossip as in a. So we are unable to gossip in a complicated way. Women are do, but so we tend to gossip, but it's kind of the basic things because, in my opinion, men are not accustomed to thinking in a complicated way because of the
Mm-hmm.
pressure of society. So in my opinion, there is no a lot of pressure on men. Therefore, they are kind of relaxed and they are unable to manage to get through hard situations because they have not been experienced. They have not experienced those things. So therefore, yes, we do, but it's not as much as women. I don't know whether it is good or not. So, so in my opinion, as for the communication in a relationship, so it prevents misunderstanding. So we are able to clearly say what what we would like to say. So it is really key. So without communication, it's nothing, because we are unable to describe our feelings. We are unable to elaborate on how we currently feel. So it is dramatically important. So
Yes.
so I'm going to dive into some aspects. So those aspects enable a relationship to be a healthy relationship. And I'm going to talk about also negative things, because as long as we escape from negative things, we are indirectly increasing the quality of our relationship by not doing bad things. So do you think that your partner has to respect you for what you are doing in a relationship?
I feel like that's a trick question.
So do you need your partner to respect you for what you do?
My first impulse answer was yes, right? But then I'm thinking about define respect.
So to illustrate the quality of your friends, so the job you currently do, or
Okay.
the job you are going to take in the long run.
I think that there should be a mutual understanding. Like for example, um, I can't think of any relationship that I've been in where I've liked my partner's friends. They were always kind of like, oh, why do you hang out with them? They're so stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
uh,
I respect the fact that that's who he chooses to hang around. And I don't have to necessarily like them. Does that make sense?
100%. So unfortunately, you haven't had a partner respecting you as much as it should have been, right?
Yeah.
Got it. So it is
What do you think?
important. So as for me, of course, respect is a major point which ought to be in a relationship, because so so if you are unable to respect, you are, so it's like in your perspective, that individual is not a human being in your life, in your perspective, because uh, every individual should deserve respect. So if you don't respect someone for what they do, it's kind of ignoring them. And if you ignore them, so it's like that individual isn't in your surrounding. It's like there is a way to split up with one another in the short term. So it is a must, 100%.
Makes
Because
sense.
unless you respect your partner, so you cannot have good emotions. It does not enable you to have good emotions. So in my opinion, disrespectful is the beginning of kind of the losing many valuable things in your life, in your relationship.
Yeah.
So other point I would like to say is that, so if a partner damaged his or her reliability in a relationship, do you think that there is one solution, which is to break up with that individual?
They stop becoming reliable, so now you want to break up with them. Depends on how, what are they doing specifically that's making them unreliable? How long has it been going on? Has it been addressed? Have you looked for possible solutions? You know, and if you've tried all four of those things, then they clearly don't care.
So it's up to the situation, but in general, it's not acceptable, right?
Definitely not, no.
Got it. So 100% for me, it's not reasonable, and it is the kind of end of the relationship. So reliability is a must for a relationship. So other than that, what about this? So there are some partners they would like to control their partner in general.
Hmm.
What about an individual in a relationship striving to control his or her partner? Do you think that it is a poisonous action?
Oh my God, for sure. Massively. Oh my gosh. I I think that if you look at your partner as someone that you have this power over, like they have to do everything that you say, they have to do everything, like they have to worship the ground that you walk on, like that's coming from huge insecurities, from maybe something from childhood, and it's kind of like you're trapping them. And why would you want someone to stay with you because they're scared of leaving you? You know, that's kind of sad.
No, amazing definition. So, I mean, there are some individuals that they say we don't control our partner, but we do is just advise him or her. So, do you think that is
Manipulate them.
do you think that there is a distinguishable point that there's a distinguishable point between advising someone and controlling someone?
That's literally manipulation. Literally. That's literally saying like, I mean, you can get it in the car if you want to. I don't care. Like, no, like that you're tricking them with your words, and it's working. You know, the snake oil is working, the poison's working.
So,
What's it like dating in Turkey?
so it changed from individual to individual. There are religious individuals, there are non-religious individuals, there are so open individuals, which is kind of dangerous because you need to have some limits. So,
Yeah.
so according to what you asking for dating in Turkey? So, so in terms of what would you like to learn for dating in Turkey?
Like, is it easy to find companionship? Is it like, do you guys do first dates or whatever?
So, I mean, it's kind of the same as in the United States, I can say that, but there are kind of cultural differences to illustrate. Um, so the duration, if so, the longer the duration of knowing one another should be shorter. Is it the same in the United States? I don't think so.
How long you date?
So, I mean, so it's kind of a tricky question because the date is differs from individual to individual, but I
Hmm.
mean, so it's like, so here is the thing. So they don't desire to live in the same house because they feel discomfortable, they feel uncomfortable, and they would like to they would like to meet one another without living in the same house.
Hmm.
So, and it could be kind of 1 year, 1 year and a half, but beyond that, they would get kind of annoyed, and they would say, "We need to kind of get married." So get married. So in my opinion, and according to my observations and according to what I have experienced, there is one thing which is harmful. So Turkish women, in my opinion, are accustomed to getting married in a
Hmm.
speed way. So they shouldn't wait for kind of longer duration. So what about in the United States? Do women get married to a man in a speed way, in a short way, in a short
I
duration? I mean.
I do think that we definitely rush a lot. In our high schools, like such high pregnancy rates, you know, for teenagers. And then um like what comes next? It's first comes baby, then comes marriage, you know. So I definitely do think that we do rush into relationships really quickly as Americans.
Oh my God. So,
Yeah.
so what my first cultural shock in the United States was that so I was on the airplane and the lady came near me and he sat just beside me. She was kind of just 21 years old and she had a baby. She had a not baby. She had a handsome child and he was 4 years old. I was shocked because at that
Gee.
age, that lady had a child. So in Turkey, it's not common to see someone who is 20 years old having a baby. So before kind of 20
Interesting.
years, it was common, but nowadays it's not that much common because they need to concentrate on finishing their higher education. Therefore, it takes time. So before 25 years old, they are unable to have a baby. So I was shocked because at the age of 20 and you are having a baby. Oh my God. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
because
not
like you're
good
still a
or bad,
baby.
but it was surprising thing for me.
Yeah. Well, did you guys have like sex education in your schooling?
So as far back as I'm able to remember, we received, but it was kind of
How old are
three,
you?
3 hours. 3 hours. It was that. So 3 hours in 4 years, it was nothing. So it's like I can say that we didn't receive that education, but I have learned just for 3 hours. How about in the United States? I guess there is sex education in high schools, right?
Yes. Yeah. Um, in my high school, we had I think it was like a month, but it was like once a week, or was it every day? I don't remember. I don't remember much. No. You know what? I do remember they've been talking about STDs and drinking and driving, and I was like, I'm never having sex and I'm never drinking. Yeah, it was very, very scary what they taught us. How old
So,
are you?
so what do you think how old I am?
You said as far back as I can remember, so you don't look that old.
So I'm 26 years old.
Oh, you're a baby.
Come on, don't say that. I
You
feel
are a
like
baby.
I feel like uh, and so 5 years later I'm going to spend the half of my life.
Don't think like that. Oh my God, you're gonna make me have a panic attack.
So so I'm not going to ask you how old you are because you are younger than I am.
I wish. No.
So in the meantime, welcome Angela. So 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 I mean that topic so interesting, sex education. So I received kind of 4 hours sex education lesson, and it was comprising of just how to keep your genital organ clean, and it wasn't kind of just sexual intercourse. It was just maintaining your healthy uh, your health in those areas kind of, but it was just 3 hours. So did you take exam regarding sex education in high school?
Did I take what?
Exam, did you make exam?
X?
Exam, I mean, so did you get points on your exam?
Oh, take a
So
test.
yes, I'm talking
Yes.
about that.
I'm pretty sure we did. I don't. It was really very, very long ago. I remember being like, "This is not relevant to me because I'm not gonna have a baby." You know, like,
Welcome, Alperen. Because in my opinion, if you did a test, so it is considered a lesson. Because if it is important, you need to take your test. So we didn't take any single test, and in Turkey, it's not common. So I don't know. And also I have been following some sexual educators, sexual psychologists on Instagram, and they were talking about the sexual education lessons in the United States in high schools. So it was interesting because uh, they were just saying that we are elaborating lessons in order to protect our younger generations. So, and I mean, it is a must because everything should be open. So here is the thing: parents are so kind of sensitive for their children, but your parents are more knowledgeable in some regards, in some aspects, due to the internet, because they are able to reach any single information. So therefore, we shouldn't act in a way that, you know what, it's not appropriate to do. You know what, we shouldn't talk about this, because everyone is able to reach much knowledge, and we should talk about it. We shouldn't act the fool, because everything is open, and if something is in the middle of our area, we should manage it. We should be conscious of how to benefit from it. Otherwise, it's going to be detrimental for us. What do you think about those kind of taboos? should
I
we
was just
should we break up those taboos, kind of sexual education, and talking about sexual things in terms of protecting ourselves, in terms of raising the consciousness?
I was just about to say that, do we actually even really need sex ed in school? Like, shouldn't that be a conversation that you have with your parents? You know, it feels kind of borderline, kind of like, what's the role of the parent anymore? You know, like if I'm gonna do everything that the parent's job is supposed to do, then like why you might as well just stay the night in school then, you know?
100%. Responsibilities should be divided.
Yeah, divide, yeah, you know, yeah. And then there's something, I don't know about the male body, but there's some things that, you know, about the female body, like, of course, like, you would want to have that proper education that your mother may not be knowledgeable about, but I don't want them teaching me about like using these pronouns or something completely frugal and pointless. You know, just teach me about my health, teach me how to stay healthy, teach me how to stay clean, and then that's it. Everything else, don't push your agenda on the child. You know.
So we are on the same page. In the meantime, there is someone among our guests who is Candy. Candy is from the United States as well. She's such a knowledgeable individual. She's my cup of tea. Also, there is Teacher Leon. So our audiences are always knowledgeable. So what I was saying about what you were talking about is that, so 100%. I mean, so here is the thing. I think sometimes that what should I do in the long run when I have a child, because so each one of us has some knowledge about those areas, but in terms of communication, I am in a dilemma about whether we should talk about everything with our children or not, because they are able to learn those things from someone as opposed to learning from us, because they could feel like I shouldn't talk this with my father or me with my mother. But so on the other hand, what I have observed, that to illustrate, I have seen some videos regarding kind of protecting genital areas for women, and I checked the comment, so it was in Turkish. So there were plenty of women, there were plenty of younger girls writing that, commenting that. So it was fruitful for us, because I didn't have my mother passed away, or I am unable to
Mm-hmm.
talk my mother. I didn't know those things. So those things should be talked in the community, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't know to what extent parents teach those things, because there are many resources. Also, there are many jobs. We are able to send our children to get educated in those regards. But it's amazing because we are able to talk about those things, right? Isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
So last thing in this area. So do you think that it's kind of, you gave me that answer, but I like to ask you again. So do you think that parents should talk about sexual education to their children?
Of course. Oh my, everyone should sit down and have the talk, no matter how awkward it is, because it's gonna be awkward, you know? Even now, I don't like to talk to my mom about like sex stuff, and I'm like grown, you know? But you definitely have to. Do you want to read this comment, or do you want to?
So yes, let's read. Could you read that?
I believe the schools should not teach kids at such a young age. Schools teach kids about sex education because of teen pregnancy, and some parents neglect their kids. Yeah, I agree. Not at such a young age, but also I do think that why is there so much high teen pregnancy? You know, like that's unfortunately such a major issue. You know.
100%. So I mean, being not knowledgeable enables you, I mean, causes you to become vulnerable to any dangers. So therefore, they need to be aware of those things. So I mean, in my opinion, so we need to be open about this. So that they are able to see everything on the internet. Therefore, we shouldn't act like they are so young, they are little,
Exactly.
because we think about our age. So 10 years ago, the technology wasn't as common as it is currently. So we think about our times when we were a teenager, but it is not about 2021. So when it comes to 2021, we shouldn't look after what we were in our teenager age. So therefore, even at the young age, they need to learn, they should learn those things, because so the rate of being pregnant at a young age is in the middle of everything. So we need to accept the significance of that issue, right?
I also think that and I'm also guilty of this as well. But my content, minors can't view my content, which I think is a great thing, you know, because I think that we also need to be aware and very cautious of what we post, because there are literally kids watching this, and they're watching adults interact with other adults, you know, and so they see us doing these challenges where we're like twerking on in front of the camera, you know, so they're thinking, oh, if this adult did this, then that's okay for me a 12-year-old to do this as well, you know. They see, you know, what's really, I don't, do you have Facebook?
So I have Facebook, but I hardly ever use it.
Yeah, everyone always says that. So have you seen recently the Post Your Daughter challenge?
No, I have not seen. So could you elaborate the videos
Yeah.
that page has?
So, hey, English teacher, I was taught sex ed when I was 10 or 11, and it should be like 14 years old in my opinion. I think I was in middle school. So yeah, I was 12 probably. My gosh, I don't know. But okay, so there's a challenge right now on Facebook called Post Your Daughter Challenge, where people are literally posting a picture of their daughter. And I'm like, are we forgetting that there's predators on the internet? Like someone's gonna, do you know who can download your video or your photos? Anyone.
100%.
Anyone can download, anyone can screenshot your photos, your videos, and they're hoarding this information because for their sickly mind, you know. So I think that we just need to be more hyper aware of that.
100%. So
Yeah.
I, I don't know. So in my opinion, as soon as they see their genital organs, they need to be told many things, because they are going to learn. So in my opinion, as opposed to learning something wrong from someone, they need to be informed by right information, because So
That makes sense.
so they are going to learn whether you have said something or you have not said, because they are going to
Yes.
go outside. They will be taking lessons at the school environment, and in that environment there are many different children, whether they are conscious of many things or they are managed in a wrong way. Their parents neglected those individuals, those children. So they are going to pick up many things from them. Therefore, before those things, it's kind of we need to install an antivirus program on their mind.
That was, you hit that right in the nose, yo. The parents make their children look like teenagers while the daughters are 9 or 10 or even younger. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I mean, guilty. I did the same thing, but these kids look so grown, you know?
Wow. So anyhow, so it is an amazing question, and in my opinion, we have talked about many important aspects of that sex education, particularly for teenagers.
That's
So
so funny.
as
We went from talking about relationships to sex education.
I am unconscious of how we end up in that position, in that topic. So here is the other thing when we come back to
Yes.
our topic. So our topic is relationships, increasing the relationships quality. So there are some parents. So what do you think if a partner, so do you think that partners should spend their time with one another 24/7?
Oh, don't ask me that. Oh man, you're calling me out.
Did you
Because
suffer
I'm that
from that?
person.
Did you suffer from that aspect?
I'm that person. I'm that person where like I want to be around each other all the time. And I know it's bad. You shouldn't do that. Don't be like me.
Oh my
I'm
God.
working on it though. I'm working on it.
So when you have a partner, you would like to be around his or him 24/7 almost.
Yeah, it's bad.
Oh my God.
I know. But at least I'm aware of it and I'm fixing the problem.
How could be possible for you that you wouldn't get bored?
I don't know. I never really got bored in a relationship.
I mean, it's not about boring in a relationship, it's about boring to see someone 24/7.
Yeah,
Just
I
get
know.
out of my face, just let me take a deep breath and go outside, see the flowers.
We go outside. You're not
Because,
Rapunzel. I'm not keeping you hostage.
because, because in my opinion, you need to miss your partner. If you are always with one another, you cannot miss your partner. It's kind of relatively harmful. But I am not saying that we shouldn't spend time with one another. So we should. So we predominantly spend our time with one another, but we need to miss one another from time to time
Yeah,
in order
yeah.
to remember how valuable our partner is. So
I needed that advice. That was for me.
no, it's not for you. It's just for everybody. So here is the thing. Here is the other thing. So this one is kind of intriguing and it's interesting. Um, how can I see this one? So here's the thing. Uh, so there are some relationships people are not equal in an economic way. So to illustrate, someone purchases something almost every time. The other individual doesn't purchase those things, and someone has to spend more money than that other individual in the relationship. So, do you think that uh, spending the same amount of money in a relationship is more beneficial than in a relationship that just one individual spends a lot?
I think this is a firstly before anyone gets into a relationship. Hey, Kretz. Talking about financial responsibility should be one of the first conversations.
100%. Okay.
1,000% one of the first conversations because.
So let's go into that particular subject then.
Yeah, like you gotta make sure. How do you handle your money? Are you an impulsive shopper? Do you budget? You know, do you have a savings? You know, like that's very important because I don't know about you, but I would like to have a joint bank account with my partner. But I don't want to have to be like one day be like, where did all of our money go? Did you spend it gambling on GameStop stock? You know, like communicate that with me. You know.
100%. So when we eliminate those silly activities, those inappropriate activities, in terms of purchasing groceries, in terms of going on vacation, and in terms of paying the bills, paying the rent, purchasing a car, so on, and saving money for your children in order to send him or her to university. So do you think that they should equally spend their money, or if someone in a relationship spends more than the other individual, wouldn't be kind of a problematic relationship?
Oh my God, this would be so problematic if one person spends more than the other. And you know, unless the other person doesn't care, I guess. But I feel like you should care, especially like with this pandemic going on. I think everyone should be awake to the fact that, oh, literally any day I could lose my job. Whereas, you know, do we have at least 3 months saved up that we can survive? You know?
So there should be kind of balance in their budget in a relationship, in your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So what I think, go ahead.
What do you think about couples that they're like, I don't look at it, my husband takes care of it, or I don't look at it, my wife takes care of it? Do you think that's kind of like a little irresponsible, or does that just show that they're trusting their partner?
Oh my God. So in my opinion, it is a poisonous effect. So it has a poisonous effect. It is a toxic relationship, in my opinion, because it is detrimental for both of sides. So if someone, so here is the thing. So I am kind of knowledgeable about that subject because the Muslim majority countries used to have their partner, their wife, particularly their wife, not working, so they were just staying at home. What I have observed and what I have heard that, so they were kind of having fight, because here's the thing: if someone has to stay at home, so that individual is meant to think about negative things, because that individual is unable to have colleagues, unable to have work friends. So she's unable to spend her energy. So in at home, there are just specific things you are able to do, and it doesn't enable you to socialize with. I mean, but it used to be. So finally, in Turkey particularly, the majority of women are accustomed to working, and they don't expect to benefit from their husband's money. But in general, in the Muslim majority country, it happens even at present. But in Turkey, it is kind of lowered. It was lowered because of the government style of the Turkey. So there is secularism in Turkey. Therefore, women are not expecting money. But in my opinion, so they should pay almost equal. So in my opinion, equality doesn't exist. You cannot say that so we should pay the same amount of money, because you cannot do that mathematics in an appropriate way. Someone has to pay more, but it could be close to being equal. So for me, women should work, because if they find themselves not busy, they should think about something a lot, and thinking about particular things more than it should be is harmful, at least for me. Therefore, I would like my partner to work and to do something. Otherwise, I am conscious of the fact that there is going to be a problem, because every individual should socialize with, should reduce their stress level. They need to experience the hardship of life. So it should be kind of 50-50. But in my opinion, women are struggling in this regard in terms of paying the same amount in comparison with men. Do you think that women are kind of finding difficulties to pay the same amount of money in a relationship?
I don't think they find it difficult at all. I kind of think like it's easier getting stuff for men in a relationship because men are simple, you know, in a good way, not an insulting way. Whereas like where he says, "Hey, I want this," he doesn't secretly mean I kind of want this. No, he says it right then and there, "I want this." You know, as opposed to with women, it's kind of like it's like a guessing game, you know.
So I'm going to talk about this topic at the end of our lovely conversation. So it is one of the aspects I was attracted, because it enables women to be more complicated than women than men. So I'm going to talk about that subject. We are going to expand that branch. So other than financial situation, what I like to talk about is that this. So we talk about financial thing, and here is the thing. So what about this? So there are some partners in a relationship, they enforce their partner to go and do something they desire to do. And so to illustrate, you should go that area with me. So I am going to play a golf and you should go with me. Or I'm going to this particular destination, you should go with me. But they do this in a regular way and they enforce their partner to keep up with them. Do you think that enforcing your partner in a relationship to do something with you in a regular way is kind of wrong, is kind of harmful?
Now this is a bit of a seesaw right here. Forcing them to do something that they don't want to do every time is definitely very poisonous. I like that you use that word, poisonous. I like that. I'm gonna steal that. But yeah, that's definitely very poisonous. Two, I do agree with you with what you earlier said, that allow your partner to miss you. You don't have to do everything together. But three, also, if it's something that really means a lot to you, they should kind of want to go. You know, like if you're gonna go to a football game, will you come with me? I don't really like football, but it makes you happy, and I like seeing you happy. And you know, who knows? Maybe I might get into it. Football, as in soccer or the throwing one, either or.
So it's up to the situation, but in general, we need to have an empathy for our partner, because perhaps our partner would like us to share what she feels or he feels with us. Yes, I agree with. But if we are not satisfied and we are unable to manage that situation, even though we try to do that, so we should be transparent about it, and we should say that, so I shouldn't be enforced in this regard. But of course, in general, we should be with our partner, because if so if there are some special moments, and in that special moment you are unable to with your partner, so why are you in a relationship with that individual? You need to share that thing.
Exactly. Yes, I like English teacher. They're so cool.
He's from California. He's an amazing individual.
California. Yeah, you guys been on lockdown since day one. How y'all doing over there? Y'all okay? What makes or breaks relationships or financial status? Yes. Communication, loyalty, sincerity, demanding, uncontrollable arguments, and control freak, right? Hey, Sean.
So really, so I mean, we were able to talk about a couple of topics, and it is almost 50 minutes. So I'm shocked
Ooh,
because
okay.
it's like kind of just 15 minutes, but it is 50 minutes. Time is flying. So anyhow,
What are you doing for Valentine's Day?
Valentine's Day, I'm going to celebrate Valentine's Day with the individual when I see in the mirror. So the individual when I see in the mirror.
Oh,
So I'm on
wow.
my own.
Oh,
I am
I
going.
like that.
I am not going to purchase anything to anyone because the gift is just me.
You're so stupid. You're so stupid.
I I cost $3.99.
My
So
God.
so what about you? What do you aim for on the Valentine's Day?
Well, if anyone wants my address, if you want to send me something, you can. But other than that, I plan on doing can't talk. I plan on doing an open mic that night. So I'm planning on going live for like 3 hours. So
Wow, amazing. So welcome, Donato. Oh my God, our audiences are amazing. So we talk about just limited things. Let's talk about the other things. So the other thing I would like to say is that, so also, what about this? So some individuals are serious about putting aside some time to stay alone. So they personalize their time that they need to think alone. They need to assess what they have in their life. They need to evaluate what they have been having. So do you think that remaining alone from time to time in a relationship is a must?
oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like forgive me if this is too religious, but it's kind of like when Moses went off into the desert. Was that Moses? That was Moses, right? Or was that
Go ahead,
Jesus?
go ahead. I'm going to say.
But it's like when he went out into the desert to have that time to himself. I think that we all should have that at some point. And I like listening to older couples. Like these young couples, they're cute, whatever. But I love listening to older couples and then them listen to their advice about they don't regret getting married young, but they kind of do regret getting married young. I feel like we're on such a rush to like to have the husband or the wife with the kids and the house or the white picket fence, but like you haven't even explored all this world has to offer. And I don't mean sex wise. I mean it's like travel wise. You know, you haven't even read all the phenomenal books that have been written. So just learn to enjoy your own breath. You know,
100%.
at
So
least that's what I'm trying to do.
we are on the same page. I couldn't agree with you any further because so we should benefit from elderly because they have much experiences.
Yeah.
We shouldn't neglect them.
Yeah. Like they have so much to teach us, and like they did the best that they could with the research that they had, you know.
But also there are some ideas they have which are just considered outdated. But besides those outdated ideas, they have valuable ideas. I mean,
Yeah,
it's kind of no one is perfect.
exactly, exactly. Other than your hair, no one is perfect.
Don't
You
say
have
that.
beautiful hair.
So here is the thing. Many people from all around the world talk about the beauty of my hair, but here is the thing. In day-to-day life, I am unable to benefit from this. So in my opinion, it is fabricated. I take it as a flattering compliment. Thank you. I mean, your hair is even better than mine, even more beautiful than mine. So in
Yeah,
the
right.
meantime, you are so beautiful, and I have to admit that I have never ever had kind of black partner, which is just interesting for me. But so I mean, you are beautiful. So
Thank
anyhow,
you.
in a
Okay.
in a relationship, so there are some individuals, and their expectations are not met by their partner. So, so do you think that if there is someone having his or her expectations not met by his or her partner, do you think that it
Mhm.
is the time for him or her to break up with that individual because your expectations aren't being met?
That's a fantastic question that I'm still trying to figure out myself, actually. I think that we always have high hopes for stuff, right? Like for our job, this is gonna be the best job ever, and then it's like, oh, this actually kind of sucks. Or like this cheeseburger, this is gonna be the best burger ever, and it's like, oh, this is kind of dry. You know, I think it depends on the person being objective and thinking to themselves, am I willing to tolerate this for X amount of time?
Wow, it is such a visible, it is such a wise answer. So it is up to we are able to tolerate or not. So I
Yeah.
was going to say the same thing regarding that question. So uh, so here is the thing. So if we are unable to adapt to negative sides, negative traits of our partner in a relationship, uh, so here's the thing: we are unable to compromise our standards in a relationship. We are unable to adapt our partner in terms of he or she is unable to, in terms of the fact that he or she is unable to uh, provide what we desire. So do you think that it's time for us to split up because we are unable to adapt to the negative sides of our partner?
Yeah, I definitely think it would be time to leave because if you don't, you're gonna start resenting each other and being really mean to each other and saying really nasty things to each other. And then I don't know, for me, my main goal is to never get the courts involved in my relationship. Like either we're gonna actually do this or let's just not even worry about it, you know? I think the scariest thing is like getting into a really nasty divorce and having some 70-year-old judge who's having a bad day decide how we're going to split everything, you know.
100%. So,
You have to
so,
you have you I need to be, can I be in your circle of friends?
so of course, why not?
You have to like know some of the coolest people, like someone True Learning just joined. What? Jeez, you know some cool people. English teacher, gosh, you know some really cool people.
He's amazing. So, what I was going to say is that, so as for me, if someone is unable to adapt to negative side of his or her partner, to illustrate, if you are complaining about the time when you have sex with your partner, you think that it's not enough, or you think that your partner is unable to have enough time to talk to you, to attract you because he's at work, she's at work, she's with her friends. So it's time to look for other options after getting divorced.
Yeah. What do you do if your partner's bad in bed?
So what I do if my partner is not good at sex, having sex. So therefore, in my opinion, individuals need to experience something. I'm not saying that they need to have sex with their partner. It is not a must, but there are. So here is the thing. So I am going to say just some problems. Therefore, we are able to comprehend the significance of this. So I have heard that there are some individuals. So as soon as they got married, it turned up that their partner has some illnesses. Therefore, they are unable to have sex with, or the time they are able to have sex is limited because they suffer from it, because they have illness. And here's the thing. I mean, I don't understand those individuals. Some of them were conscious of that illness before getting married, but they didn't say anything about it. So it's just exploiting your partner. It's just it's bamboozling your partner. So therefore, people should be talking about those things. So, hey, honey, did you have some problems, or did you have some trauma which enables you not to have sex? Because so here is the thing. So sex is the part of the relationship. It's not the everything for a relationship. Some men's just talking about just that aspect of the relationship, which is not that much significant. But without this, of course, it's not sustainable. It's according to your health. If you don't need to have sex, okay, it's good for you. But in general, if you have a healthy body, as well as a healthy mindset, as well as a healthy mental health, so you need this. So in order to do this, you need to find a healthy partner, but you cannot be conscious of whether your partner is healthy or not. And therefore, it's kind of the area I am in a dilemma about what to do when I'm serious to get married, because you cannot be aware of that aspect of your partner. Perhaps she or he is not going to say the truth, tell the truth, because also there are some men having that issue, that problem, and they don't say that because they think that they are going to lose something because they are not considerate men, something like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but there are big problems in this regard. In my opinion, government should be doing this aspect in this respect, because I know I have observed many partners. They got married and they divorced in 3 months because their partner was unable to manage the sexual intercourse, and it was just sorrowful for me to understand, because it could happen to each one of us. So if one of your relatives or if one of your friends had experienced that thing, so you have the likelihood to experience that thing as well. Therefore, I am worried about this.
Yeah.
So if my partner isn't good at this, so I would like to think about other options.
Yeah.
Because it's not about, so it's not all about having sex. It's not all about how beautiful your partner is. So how beautiful your partner is kind of a part of that process, that thing that you are able to get married, but it's not the whole thing. So they are just the elements. When you bring about those elements all together, it's called getting married. It's called intimacy. So what about you, before asking you the other question? So if someone is not good at something in bed, do you think that you shouldn't you shouldn't accept that situation, that partner?
I've been in relationships like that before, so I don't mind. I mean, I guess I should mind, but like I said, I've been in a relationship where the sex was awful, but I didn't care as much because I just enjoyed him as a human being. But yeah, sex was terrible.
So,
Don't put up with bad sex, ladies. We don't have to take it.
got it. So, so the other significant thing is this, just beside having sex. So, also I have heard this one, and they were just getting divorced just because of this. So there are some individuals, and they they have many problems in their relationship, and what they say is this: you know what? In the beginning of my relationship, I had just realized some problems regarding my partner, but I didn't take those things important, significant, and I neglected those things in the beginning of my relationship. And they say that I wish I had evaluated that aspect of my partner in the beginning of my relationship, because it was kind of the symptom of my partner, the signal of my partner, so that we are unable to get along with one another. Do you think that the behaviors, the attitudes at the beginning, in the beginning of a relationship, is more significant than the attitudes uh, later in life, in order to understand your partner is suitable for you?
I'm going to kind of answer that with a question. So we all know, like, when you're first dating someone, you're for sure in the honeymoon phase, right? So you aren't even aware that that's bothering you. So how are you supposed to properly communicate, which when you didn't even realize it was a problem until later?
So you say that you didn't even know who your partner is in the beginning of your relationship. So
Yeah,
how could you
in
be
the
sure
beginning, it's
about
always the
this?
honeymoon phase, you know?
100%. So I agree with this, but here's the thing: if you have some problems in the beginning of your marriage, I mean, in the beginning of your relationship, so you are able to understand that. Of course, if you are going on vacation, if you are going to somewhere to eat fancy food, you cannot have problems, and you cannot reveal the real face of your partner. But if you are getting through, if you are undergoing a difficult situation in the beginning of your relationship, you can get information about your partner, because what I have heard is that whenever you have a partner, you should go to somewhere, you should travel to somewhere with your partner, because in case of traveling somewhere, you are going to have some problems, and it helps you to understand who your partner is. So what about this? What about if you have some problems in the beginning of your relationship, and you had the chance to observe what your behaviors of your partner are in case of you have problems? Do you think that those moments are important?
Definitely. I never considered that. That is a good test. Travel with your partner and see how they act, how they behave, how much of a stickler they are. That is a really good test.
100%. So in my opinion, so we need to change something in order to rapidly eliminate our partners, because in the beginning of relationship, at first sight, so those things are not kind of the thing we show our real face, because every lady makes makeup, so they are so beautiful, they are more beautiful than they are more kind, they are kinder than they are. Also, men are showing themselves richer than they are, more generous than they are, more gentlemen than they are. So I know that, but we need to have some problems. Even though we don't have problems, we should create, we should form some problems to understand whether our partner undergo those hard situations with us or not. So in my opinion, we should plan something bad in the beginning of relationship in order to understand it. What do you think about my idea? This is my idea. I didn't.
I hope it doesn't backfire. You try it out and let me know how it goes.
You need to wait for such a long time then. So amazing. So in the meantime, it is, oh my goodness gracious me, it is beyond 1 hour. So do you have some time to continue?
Yeah, I was just looking at my battery life.
So how about your battery?
We can go for a little bit longer.
100%. So okay then. Here is the important question as well. So there are some people, they have unresolved painful experiences from their previous relationship. So do you think that if someone has his or her unresolved painful experiences from prior relationship, that partner is not good for us to try how things go, because he or she had something bad, and she brings those problems in our relationship. Do you think that we should try to date with that particular individual?
No, just sad.
And
But you shouldn't go into a relationship with the person looking to fix them, because it's not your job. You know, you're not Geppetto. You know, you're not trying to fix a broken thing. That's the job of a therapist, a pastor, a parent. But going to a relationship knowing that that person is broken can lead to some very, very bad memories.
100%. Because so for me, we didn't cause those problems to
Yes.
we didn't cause those problems, and it's not our job to fix those problems. It is just our partner's job. Therefore, they need to take the responsibility, as opposed to sharing their pain with us. It's not the pain you should share with your partner, because it's about your previous relationship, as opposed to kind of your family. So the problem coming from your family background, something like that. So okay, so let's go to last topic, which is more intriguing than the rest of the things we have talked, which is just the last part. So I'm going to elaborate on a scenario. So I'm going to draw an kind of analogy, and we are going to talk about this.
Okay.
So there is a lady, and that lady is going to have her birthday after 5 days, and her partner said to her that, so honey, what would you like me to purchase you? And she said that, so you don't need to purchase anything for me. And after 5 days, it turned out her partner literally didn't purchase anything. So eventually what happened is that that lady was so furious, dramatically furious at her partner. So in this case, who do you think that? Who do you think? So who is the individual making a mistake in this case?
The woman.
But
She should have said what she wanted, and I'm so guilty of doing this, though. I mean, I think all women don't say what they mean, unfortunately. You know, like there's always some kind of like hidden message in it. Whereas guys are like, if I said that I don't want to eat today, that means I don't want to eat today. There's no hint. you know?
100%. So I mean, in this regard, so so it should have been like this. So you need to, so first and foremost, you need to be aware of who your partner is. If your partner does whatever you do, whatever you say, you need to take that aspect of your partner into consideration, because it is what it is. You cannot change her or his characteristic sides. Therefore, you need to know your partner better. And other than that, so here is the thing. I get woman, so it's kind of more romantic, because you didn't say anything and it turned out, oh my God, something was purchased just for you. I know,
Mm-hmm.
but here is the thing. I mean, you can be vulnerable. You can be open to your partner, because if you are unable to be vulnerable to your partner, who could you become vulnerable to? So therefore, you shouldn't feel. So women shouldn't feel an anxious, because perhaps she will think that whenever, so I say, so when I say, so you need to purchase this one, so it could be kind of annoying, it could be kind of enforcing your partner to purchase it, but it's about knowing your partner. So if your partner's brain works in that way, you need to keep up with that way. But if your partner is able to develop an understanding of how your brain works, or how woman brains works, which is not exist per, which doesn't exist perhaps in the world for in terms of being a man. So you shouldn't say that, but it's about your partner. And other than that, uh, it's about your emotion regulation. Okay, I mean, you could be furious at your partner, but you shouldn't have showed that moment. You shouldn't have showed up your partner because you were furious. You needed to regulate that emotion, because it's not your partner's mistake. And also, even though it is your partner's mistake, you should be overcoming your hard situations. Otherwise, whenever you feel that I'm uncomfortable, I am furious at you, I am just getting mad at you, and you are starting a fight. So the sustainability of the relationship would be damaged because of deficiencies in your regulation, in your emotions. So therefore, firstly, being conscious of your partner. Secondly, being open, being direct to your partner. And thirdly, what was the third one? So the thirdly, uh, regulating your emotions play a key role in a relationship. What do you think about those third things?
Ooh. Say the third one again.
Regulating your emotion. So you are furious, but you know how to diminish your furiosity, getting mad
Mm-hmm.
portion.
Yeah, mm, that's a really good one. I, what do you do when your partner is upset? What do you do when your partner is distraught or sad? You know? And I think that learning the language of pain in your relationship and how you deal with it with each other can be such a beautiful thing.
100%. Undoubtedly.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
what about the things you would like to add into our conversation?
Other than thank you for this. This was so enriching and so enlightening, and I really appreciate you asking me to come on your show.
So I mean, I should have thank you firstly because you accepted my request. You are so kind. You are so mindful, and so I accept that I had a privilege to know you, to share something with you. So thank you for not rejecting and accepting my request and being with me.
You're so silly. And then lastly, I think the topic improving the quality of your relationship. I think that we need to really focus, zoom in on that word quality, right? Because first of all, don't go into your relationship expecting things to go wrong. Everything is fine. Everything is right. I was listening to something earlier today from Charles Bukowski. Did I say that correctly? And something he said was, don't try, right? And you can follow all the relationship tips, advice, etc., all that you can. Yes, of course, learn their language of love, of hurt, learn their language of love, but also relax because dating is supposed to be fun. This isn't like a science experiment, like there's no right or wrong answer. You're not going to pass or fail. Just don't try and just have fun with each other.
100%. Because whatever we encounter on the internet isn't mean that they are accurate, so it could be wrong. And also we need to learn from living the moment, but before
Mm-hmm.
that,
Mm-hmm.
gathering some knowledge is always kind of the thing we are able to take advantage of it.
Yes, yes.
So thank you, Ashley.
Thank
So
you.
I cannot thank you enough. You are such a wise woman. I would like you to keep doing what you are doing, and I would like to talk to you soon again.
Okay, yes,
So
yes.
lastly, what would you like to say to the world, the whole world?
Hello, world. Everything's gonna be okay. Don't panic. Don't don't listen to anything that they're trying to feed you. Don't listen to any of these lies. What was I was just put on like Charles Bukowski like mind trip today, where he was saying that the fact that you're gonna die shouldn't scare you. It should excite you, right? Because like you have this opportunity to do as much as you can, right? With this little time that you have left on this earth, and yet we choose to be mean to each other. We choose to bully each other. You don't have to participate in that. I don't sign up for that. I don't subscribe to hate or negativity. So everything is gonna be okay. Chill out.
Amazing. So what my eventual message is that everything is in the palm of our hands. So we are able to change everything we have. So there are always other options. We should try it. And if there are some things we are unable to change, there are some things which are not under our control. We shouldn't think about it. And if we have to think about those things, we should concentrate on the positive side of those things. We should enjoy it if we are unable to change something. So thank you, Kylie. You are so beautiful, and thank you for your precious time you invested in me. I'll see you when I see you. Bye.
Bye.